Recording live!
Your next day off, you're going to get a chair.
We are live!
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. I'm trying to get into the chat room, guys. Sorry, hold on. 1 second.
I can never end up on the chat room. I don't know. I need to figure that out.
Who's giving birth?
What?
It's my face making noise.
Sorry.
I don't understand anything anymore.
I could be playing video games, but I'm here.
Wow, okay.
Wicked Loveless is on tonight.
Wicked Loveless is here tonight.
Hello. Hi. Shoot. Okay. Forgot it's wired to my device.
Any guests or no? Just the normal people.
Just the normals.
I might echo for just 1 second because I'm putting it on the chat room from my laptop.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I don't understand how people with glasses do this.
Hey, watch yourself.
No, like in a good way. Like I'm admiring everybody who wears glasses right now, because like it's well, first my wig's a little tight, and I don't know how to do that, fix it. But that's a different story. But like there's a constant glare. Like I'm seeing myself in the corner, and it's like you cannot see my eyes. There's just a glare.
I understand. It takes a while to get used to them if you don't wear glasses normally, but I've been wearing glasses for so long, so it's really...
Like they're cosplay glasses. Like they're not prescription, they're not real.
They're not real, yeah, and it's just glass. But I mean, either way, like regular glasses will still have a glare, but I get my prescription with like a glare-free lens so that there is no glare.
I need to get that because for photo shoots, I'm going to have if I ever have a photo shoot, I'm going to have a difficult time shooting or being shot.
We're talking about with cameras, right?
Yes, we're talking about with cameras. I'm sitting here and I'm like, this sounds terrible.
All right. So this is my face. I wasn't really my beautiful face. I was trying to figure out how to get back to the chat room because my computer was doing something weird. So I have no idea what kind of crazy faces I was making, but apparently they're this face. Okay, so before we start, we wanted to go over some rules for the chat room, just things to keep in mind because we are in a group and there are a lot of people. So remember to be respectful to others. Keep the... I want to say this gently. Keep the self-promoting to a minimum. Obviously, we want everyone to go to everyone else's pages because we want everyone to know who each other is and become friendly and all of that, but keep it to a minimum. That goes along with like no spamming. So let's not spam and be all crazy with that. Keeping shout-outs also to a minimum because we get on a roll with topics and then we get really distracted really easily because we all are like, oh, shiny object. So that, and then keep the vulgar language to a minimum. This is a PG-13 show, so keep the inappropriate or vulgar language to a minimum, please. Yeah, we have people of all ages listening, children to adults. My parents, my boss listens to this sometimes, so let's not with that. Hi, boss. If you're listening.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Hi, boss. Hi, guys. Love you all.
I'd like to thank my Japanese candy.
Oh my God, I want to thank your Japanese candy also.
I'll give it to you when I see you in January.
You've been saving your snacks for me, haven't you?
I have a weeb corner full of snacks, yes.
Kidum Girl is the snack master.
What?
Snack master.
Yeah.
Tina, for my birthday, gave me a bunch of Japanese candy, so I literally have a corner as well, and you reminded me just now.
Oh, candy.
I'm reaching in to grab whatever this is.
That's
I don't know
terrifying.
what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna eat it, though.
Alright, so let's have a moment of Hanjay trying to open a bag of something. And then we'll have a moment of silence, and then we'll go with introductions, okay? I'll wait for you. Is it open? Are you prepared?
This is delicious.
Preparedness. Alright. Hi everyone, welcome to Nerd O'Clock, a cosplay videocast. It is a Sunday night, and it is 9:10 here for Nerd O'Clock. I am Vinyl Kitty Cosplay. I am also part of Prop Troopers, and tonight I am a doll. Tonight, hello. So we have with us our normal co-hosts, all of us. So we're gonna start with Kidum Girl.
I'm Kidum Girl Cosplay. I'm cosplaying as Axel from Kingdom Hearts.
Yay! Hi,
Hey.
Axel.
Hi.
And we also have Hanjay just put something in her mouth. So we have Wicked Loveless Cosplay.
Yeah, that's me. Hello.
Who are you tonight, Wicked Loveless?
Oh, I'm Sykes from Kingdom Hearts.
Awesome. How do you? Okay, you say it, Sykes.
Huh? Sykes.
Sykes. I can never pronounce it correctly. Okay. So, Wicked Loveless Cosplay now, Miss Engrave Writer Hanjay has completed her snacking, kind of.
This bag is huge.
So say hi.
Hello, she gave my introduction. I'm good. Hi.
She's N.Gravewriter, cosplay and photography, and tonight she is Hanjay.
Yes, I am, from Attack on Titan.
Woo! Alright, so tonight we are talking about video games. Whoop. Because two of the four of us are video game characters tonight. Yeah.
It's
What
true.
video game?
Kingdom Hearts!
Only one of the best video games ever in all
I really
the land.
wish like you would have said what video game like 8 times, like, what team? Wildcats! Like, what video game? Kingdom Hearts! I would have gotten so pumped.
What team? What game?
God, I was gonna say video game. So anyway.
Anyway, they're from Kingdom Hearts, but let's start at the beginning. We're gonna kind of go from the beginning of video game time to the current of video game time and go with our favorites and least favorites from different eras of video games.
Oh my. Alright.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun!
Good God.
So let's start with the beginning of time, or at least the beginning of time that any of us can remember. at the beginning of time.
In terms of video games or in
This is
terms of
awful.
actual historical video games?
In terms of video games.
Okay.
Unless you want to give us a historical background on video games, that would also be fine to
No, I
start
think,
with.
I think I'm good.
You're okay? Okay, so no history on video games right now.
I'll have to look it up
Back
now.
in 1980, when Galaga first came, I have no idea.
First video game was actually, the first console was the Atari system.
I love the
It
Atari
was the
system.
first home console. Video
Yeah,
games
the
actually
first home.
began first in the arcades, and it started out as penny games. Basically, you put a penny in, you get to play a game. It also played alongside the penny movies.
Very nice. Did you just look this up?
No.
You just know this?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to go with, if anybody ever needs to do groups of, like, do teams for any kind of game that has to do with knowledge of any sort, I call N Grave Rider for my team. Just saying.
Great.
If I'm playing Trivial Pursuit, I call Hanche to my team.
They wouldn't let me in because I'd win, actually. I tried to be on
Exactly.
Jeopardy.
That's exactly why. All right, so to the beginning of time. So do we want to talk about, like, I remember going to my orthodontist, which was probably one of the first times that I had played a video game on a stand-up machine, and they had Pac-Man, which was probably my favorite game as a kid. So for, like, stand-up quarter machines, what were your guys' favorite games, and where did you play them first? Like, when's the first time you found out about video games? Because quarter machines were the first time I found out about video games. And
First
then
time I
in
found
love.
out was when the Game Boy Color came out, and my first video game I got was Pokemon Pinball and Pokemon Yellow together. But the first stand-up game, like, my favorite stand-up game is Galaga. Like, I own at that game. Like, I'm really good at Galaga.
Mine, at the orthodontist when they had the game, it was Galaga / Pac-Man. So it was like two-sided. So if you went on one side, it was Pac-Man, and one side was Galaga.
Yeah.
And I loved Galaga. It was magical. It was a magical, magical game, but I was so bad at it. Bad at Galaga. But what was your favorite one? Did you have a favorite stand-up game? Either one, Wicked Loveless or Endgame Runner?
I wasn't very big on stand-up games when I was young. The very first game that when I was introduced to video games was my cousins with their Game Boy Color. I would steal their Game Boy Color. I would play because my mother refused to let me have a video game. She refused to have, like, my brain rotted. But they eventually gave me their Game Boy Color and their games, and it was great. In terms of a standalone game that I really like, this is going to sound really stupid, but in Disney Quest, which is a giant arcade in Disney, they have a Fix-It Felix Jr. game. And I adore it for the pure reason that it makes my little sister incredibly happy to play it. So that is my favorite game because my sister adores playing it.
That's so cute. Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil, she's behind me.
She's behind you.
I'm a topic of conversation.
You are. So Wicked Loveless, what's your favorite arcade? I want to call, what is it? Arcade game would be the correct, I guess.
I haven't really played many arcade games. I think the only one that I've, like, gone and played was Pac-Man, but that wasn't one of my first video games because like, the earliest memories I have of video games is me sitting on the couch watching my brother play video games because I didn't really play them very much. But it was mostly, I think, Space Invaders on the PS1. I think it was on PS1.
Do you remember what game it was?
Space Invaders.
Oh, Space Invaders. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I loved Space Invaders, but I never owned it. I don't remember where I played it, but it was a good game. I just bought. I'm trying to see if it's like within reach. I don't think it is. At one of the last cons that me and my sister went to, we bought a video game for the PS2 that we have, and it has all of the old games on it. So it has what is it? Dragon Quest, Dig Dug.
I love Dig Dug.
Galaga, Pac-Man. Oh god, there are so many. It's got like 30 games on there, and they're all the old ones.
Is it for the N64?
No, it's for PS2, but it's probably the same thing that they probably made it for different versions, for different models. But yeah, it has all. I don't even know where I put it. It has all of them, and so I went to play them after playing Spyro the other day, and I was like, this is so hard. Like, I feel like games in the past were so hard compared to the games now, but I think it's because you're used to playing a game in a certain way. And my cat is freaking out.
Oh my god, that's a cat!
Do you hear him?
Cat's yodeling.
He's not getting enough attention.
This is my show and tell!
My cat's really loud voice. That's it. I can't. I don't even know where he is. I can't even go to get him. He's in that area somewhere. Anyway, so I was saying that I feel like in my brain, I think they're harder to play now because we're used to using different systems and the graphics are so different. So I'm not sure if it's like the point of view or like the controls are different. But do you guys find that if you jump from like a new video game to an old video game, that the old video games are super hard when at the time they weren't that difficult?
Yep, I totally understand. And speaking of Spyro, I was playing that a couple weeks ago, and you know how you have to collect the gems and stuff? I don't know about you guys, I am like super anal about getting all those gems. Like, I will spend 50 hours on one area just to get all the gems. Like, whoever's watching me will probably get really pissed off because I have to get all the gems.
I understand. Super OCD about the gems situation.
I play Assassin's Creed. That's like my main game of life. And in the second Assassin's Creed, I was actually supposed to be an assassin today. All of you know this, but places. But point being, in Assassin's Creed 2, you have to collect like 100 feathers. And I did a cheat list, and I went and I found all the feathers except for one. I can't find one feather, and I don't know which one it is. I just.
What other games do I get really obsessive about? Sonic with the freaking rings. I can't move past a section if I have not retrieved all the rings. I just cannot. I was playing it the other day and I was like, how did I ever even beat a level? How? Same thing with Mario. Like, I can't without all the coins. I needed all the coins.
Those platforms in Spyro, like, it could take me 10 times to get to one platform just by gliding, because I don't know about the newer video games. I don't know about you guys, but I get so impatient when I want to go from one platform to the other. Like, I'm not going to time it. I'm going to just do it. And if it takes me 10 times, it'll take me 10 times. It's like, I don't know.
And my problem with Spyro was that there are so many games and he has different abilities with glide every time. So like sometimes he had glide and he could like go up a little bit, and sometimes he would glide and he would just glide, and it was totally different control buttons. And so I would go from one game to another game to another game, and it was different every time, and I was like, I can't Can't
See,
do this.
the one thing that always annoyed me about Spyro was like you'd fall off of buildings and like into that endless abyss where he dies. I'm like, you have wings and you're a dragon, but you can't fly out of this.
Pretty much.
Let's not even talk about Rainbow Road and Endless Abyss.
Oh God, no.
Talk about a way to end friendships.
All right, so back to the beginning. That was that. So those were the arcade games. So the next game that came around was Atari. So I don't have a lot of experience with Atari. I didn't have any friends who owned an Atari. I didn't own an Atari. So, oh my God, that cat! I swear to God.
He really wants your attention.
But he won't come here. Like he's gonna sit over there, and he's not gonna come here.
Yeah, he's like human. He must come to me.
Come here, Jujubee.
Shootity!
Nope, none of that. Not having it. Here he comes. Come here. So okay, so Atari. I don't even truthfully know what games were on Atari because, like I said, I really didn't own an Atari. I didn't have friends with Atari. But didn't they have something similar, like akin to Centipede on Atari?
I've never played Atari.
Pong. Didn't they have a Pong on Atari?
Yeah, Pong was on Atari.
I think I played Pong once. I think. But I remember playing Pong not on an Atari, but more on like a stand-up machine, like an arcade machine with the little lever that went up and down.
At Disney Quest, again, I mean, to be honest with you, the only real experience I've had with stand-up games and things like that was when I went and visited Disney Quest, because it is a giant 5-story arcade. And they had Atari games, they had Pong, they had Space Invaders, they had all these classic games that were transferred when the Atari system came out onto this home console. And it's kind of interesting.
Nice. I was just told that Pong came out in 1974. So
Jeez.
Pong started as an arcade game, but now I'm seeing in the chat room, I was told that Atari didn't have a Pong, but they probably had a version of Pong that wasn't actually called Pong, but Pong was only an arcade game. And then it was like an at-home version of an arcade game by Magnavox.
Was it the little console thingy?
Yeah, it was like its own console, like its own.
It was like a table, wasn't it?
Yeah, like a table with like a glass top.
I remember that.
Yep. So Atari, I think, had its own version, but it wasn't called Pong, but it was like the same idea as Pong.
It was the same idea as Pong to the point where people called it Pong.
Right,
I don't remember
exactly.
its name.
Yeah.
Because I remember the glass top because my uncle had that. And I remember my cousins playing the same game on their damn Atari, and it was terrible because they wouldn't let me play.
Oh no, that's such a sad story.
But yeah.
And then I used to have a version of Pong on my phone. Did any of you guys have that, or did you jump right to Centipede on your phone?
Oh God, I don't remember.
You don't remember?
The first time I got a phone, I was in 6th grade because I had to catch the bus, and I used to play on my mom's phone, but I didn't have it on my phone. If I was lucky, I could play on my mom's phone.
I got really, well, I'm old, so I had a phone. But I was old, but I had a phone earlier than, I don't know. But I had Centipede, and I used to play Centipede so often that I would beat Centipede so that Centipede would end up eating its own tail at the end of the game because it had literally the whole screen. But that's how often I played Centipede.
Jeez.
I was a Centipede master. But if you ask me to play Centipede now, no. It's over.
My mom used to be like the ping pong, what? The centipede queen. She was so good at centipede.
Aw.
I had a Nokia. Nokias didn't have games.
Nokia
That's
had
so
Centipede.
cool.
I had a Nokia too.
Really?
Mhm. Yeah.
Then I never found it because my mother's like, here, this is to call us, this is to message. There are no games on this.
None for you.
Literally, I'd
Wasn't the
look at
game-
it, look up.
Wasn't the game for the Nokia to actually see if you could break it? Like, see how many times you could throw it against a wall to see if it would actually break? I thought that was how you amused yourself with that. That's why there's no games.
That's so funny.
There's this joke running around about Nokia. There's two jokes that I know that I adore. It's like, oh, in 100 years from now, somebody's going to discover a Nokia and claim it to be a fossil, and it's still going to have 0.5% of battery.
Right?
And then
So
the other one, if Voldemort had put his soul into, as a Horcrux, into a Nokia, Harry would not have won.
That's awful. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm not going to remember it, but I wish I would so that I could steal it and use it again.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, you send it to me and then I'll remember it.
Just
All right, so that was Pong and Centipede. So the next system that I remember was Sega Genesis, which came out at around the same time as Nintendo 64, right? Or the original Nintendo?
Nintendo came out before Nintendo 64, yeah. So that's in order.
The regular Nintendo. The one with Paperboy on it.
Yes, and wings. Oh my god, my
Wings,
childhood.
oh my god!
I have so much to contribute to this console. God.
I know. Well, the only times that I ever got to play it were when I was at your house.
I know, I remember.
I think the only Nintendo game that I ever had was some Looney Tunes game, but I don't remember it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
Oh, jeez.
The only games that I remember about Nintendo were Paperboy and Wings. That's it. That's all I remember about it. But they were the best two games ever.
Winx as is the Winx Club?
No, wings, like flap, flap.
Flap, flap, flap.
Flap, flap. Oh, God.
I do remember a Wings Club game that I had on my Game Boy. It was
Wings Club?
I know, I thought...
What is Wings Club?
Winx
It
Club
was
with YX. Fairies.
Fairies. I went back to watch that show not too long ago, and I was like, "Oh God, what did I see in this?"
Yeah.
The animation.
How did I miss a game about fairies?
It was a show.
It was a show.
But didn't you just say it was on Game Boy?
Yeah, because it had a...
They made it based off of the show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I saw earlier, I didn't say anything, in the chat room that someone said that they were in the works of making... Hanjay, this is for you.
I know.
Making an Attack on
I
Titan
know.
video game.
It's an open world Attack on Titan video game. Now, open world games are one of my favorites. Like,
So excited.
Kingdom Hearts, Assassin's Creed, they're making an open world Attack on Titan game.
I don't know what that means.
It basically means you can run around. Like, you have a mission, but you can still run around the world and do whatever you want and do side missions. It's a lot like Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that. They're open world sandbox games.
Oh,
Like, open world.
okay.
I need to calm down.
So my most modern system is a Wii. So I don't even know if they have open world
They do.
things for Wii. They're in what? What were you saying?
I need my fan to turn on. There are certain games. I know Kirby. There's a Kirby one that's an open world. For Wii, Splatoon. correct me if I'm wrong. Splatoon is an open world kind of,
So
but it's not the
speaking of
same.
Platoon, real quick, I want to give, I want to say that I've never played Splatoon, but I had a friend of mine has a son who plays Splatoon, and he texted me the other day and asked how to do a Splatoon cosplay as one of his first.
Oh.
And I felt really cute and honored that they would ask me for one of the first cosplays, like how to go about doing that. So I thought that was cute. And I've never played it, but I like know the idea of the characters and what they look like. So that was cute. But so that's an open world. So it's just like a world.
Like, I'm not quite sure about Splatoon, but I know my sister plays it. I don't play it. My sister plays it, and she runs around just as her little octopus squid child thingy. And I mean, open world basically means you can do what you want in the game. There is a main mission, but you can, between the main mission, you can go off and run around and explore the world. That's what open world basically means.
So you have a mission, but it's not like a super important mission?
Yeah, like, for example, I'm in the middle playing Assassin's Creed Unity right now. I need to go to the, I don't know what I need to do in all honesty. I just need to go meet somebody. I'm in the middle of trying to solve a mystery for somebody else. Like, I'm doing what I want. I'm not following the main mission right now.
So then would you say that World of Warcraft is kind of like an open...
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, I get it. It all makes sense to my brain now. I didn't either. Did either one of you ever play WoW? WoW?
I haven't played it.
No, me either. We're the worst. Okay, so then, so those were our two favorite games from Nintendo, right? Were Paperboy and Wing.
And Mario and Duck Hunt and Uncle Fester's Quest. Have you ever played Uncle Fester's Quest?
No.
The sound, it's one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard from a video game of that age. It's amazing.
I now have to go download it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I listen to some of the themes for fun sometimes, but you can't buy them. I just listen to them on YouTube because I'm a dork, but it's nice.
You're not a dork.
I wish when Wings was around, like when we were playing Wings, I wish that we had known what cosplay was because cosplay's from Wings.
Because cosplay's from Wings. I can still hear like the theme song right now. Like, I miss that game.
I know, me too. Why don't you have that system anymore?
I have it. My mom sold it, and then we bought it again. And we bought like every game available for it.
Did you get Wings? Do you have it?
Yes, I have Wings.
So right now we're probably going to get off the show whenever it ends, and she's going to go play Wings. Is what's going to happen.
Probably. Or study for my test tomorrow, but yeah, probably.
Or play Wings.
Play Wings.
You're gonna go play Wings.
So then Duck Hunt. So Duck Hunt was a fun game. Did everyone here play Duck Hunt?
Variations
of that one.
after.
Wicked Loveless did or did not?
I've never heard of that one.
You've never played Duck Hunt? Duck Hunt was one of the first at-home games, I think, that had like a different item than a regular controller. And so it was a gun, and you would have to aim it at the screen type of thing, or you would have to, if you were playing with your controller, you would have to move your controller, and there would be these really cute little ducks that would flap up out of the middle of the screen, and you would shoot them down.
And you kill them.
Out
and
of the
it's
sky.
Fantastic. They could have used frisbees. They could have used cans. No, they used live ducks. They were cute.
But they had an option on there to use
Yeah, the other stuff.
discs. Yeah.
But ducks. But duck hunt. Not can hunt. Not frisbee hunt. Duck hunt.
Duck Hunt. They were really cute. It was kind of upsetting, but at the time I wasn't mad at it. I would be now. I'd be like, that is so cruel and unusual, and I just can't. But then I was like, yeah, cool, ducks. And
I think my brother played that one, but I never did.
No.
Thing is, I didn't get a chance to play old games again because my mother thought that consoles would rot my brain. So I just have to sit and watch other people play until I finally got my handheld, and then even then I got my first actual console just 5 years ago, a couple years ago when the Wii came out. But the point I was trying to make, Duck Hunt, the Wii, when it did come out, they had a variation of Duck Hunt.
They did.
And that's the only reason I know what's going on.
Yeah. Most video games I played when I was younger was PlayStation 1 and 2, and then Game Boy.
So did any of you guys play Sega Genesis, which was the next one? Nobody played Sega Genesis? Okay, I got to level 99 of Mrs. Pac-Man on Sega Genesis, and that was like my crowning glory of video game playing on the Sega Genesis. And there's no save button for Pac-Man.
So you just did it all in one go.
Literally. Me and Allison would go, I'm real tired now. You take the controller and don't kill us. Eat that bopping cherry.
You sound like your mom.
My mama. I have no idea if my mom even knows how many hours we spent playing Mrs. Pac-Man.
99?
A lot of hours. They also had The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, there were a
Sega
lot
Genesis.
of Disney games that came out during that Renaissance period.
Oh, you just referred to Sega Genesis as the Renaissance period of video games.
Actually, the Renaissance period of Disney.
Thank you.
During the Disney Renaissance, there were many movies that had games attached to them. However, they were not very popular, but collectors look for them heavily now. So, Lion King, Little Mermaid.
I had The Lion King too. That game was hella hard. So hard. Ariel was weird because you guys all know, you've all seen The Little Mermaid, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please tell me everyone has seen The Little Mermaid.
Yes.
Yes.
So they have the your big fight is with Ursula. But while you're going around, you're supposed to collect. You know how Ursula in the movie turns all the people to sea worms, those weird little sea worm things? The main goal of the game was to collect all of those little sea worms. And they are so creepy in the game.
Yeah, the graphics made them even scarier.
Oh my god, they're so creepy in the game. And then they have these sharks that would try to eat you. I'm like, there are no sharks. Where are these even coming? Why are these a thing here right now? So that was that. That was one of my favorite games. But this is a good one in the chat room. Sonic, Streets of Rage, and Street Fighter were the three main games for Sega Genesis. So I'm assuming that everyone here has played Sonic, right?
Yes.
Sonic.
Sonic.
So did you play the game first, or did you watch the show first?
Game.
I've never actually seen the show.
It's pretty bad.
I've seen the show.
Is it?
I find it funny.
It's funny as hell. Like,
It's funny.
Sonic X is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
My sister needs to be here for this conversation. She's a huge Sonic fan.
Sonic X is pretty good, and then there's, I think it's Sonic Boom. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's funny.
So, I mean,
you
what's
need
the
a lot. Go watch it.
What's the point of the show? Like, I don't understand the point of the show.
It's just elaborate ways to defeat Dr. Eggman, but not kill him, just so he could, like, do it again in the next episode. You know? Kind of like Tom and Jerry. It's like that.
It's just on repeat.
Yeah. It's just different ways. It's just different
ways of defeating Eggman.
Yeah.
Basically, it's kind of like a Team Rocket
Yeah, exactly.
Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon had more of a plot line. It's basically kind of like Team Rocket blasts off every day. That's Eggman blasting off every day.
Okay. I don't think I'm ever going to watch the show.
It's so funny.
Sorry to disappoint.
So funny.
I'm just going to not. I don't want to be disappointed and think less of Sonic.
Okay, don't watch it.
Don't do it. Plus, I cosplay Knuckles, so
Yeah.
I'm going to not. I've heard, and I just...
Knuckles is really dumb in that show.
I know. That's why I don't want to. That's why I just don't want to.
He literally, this is a line. He says, "I forgot, I can't read." That's a line. This is, "I forgot, I can't read."
I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna not. Okay, so then moving on. After that was Nintendo 64.
Yes.
I didn't have a Nintendo 64, and what I remember of Nintendo 64 was going over to my neighbor's house who had a Nintendo 64 and playing Mario.
Yeah.
So that was the main thing with Nintendo 64, was like all the Marios, right? All the different Mario games.
Pokemon Coliseum was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were your guys' favorite games for Nintendo 64?
Mario and Pokemon Coliseum. And of those classic games I told you about, there's actually a first-person Pac-Man game that I loved. It was very interesting. You were Pac-Man, but it was like an adventure. It was like an RPG, but you were Pac-Man.
So it was like Kirby, but Pac-Man.
Yes.
Interesting.
And it was in 3D, and it was really creepy, but it was really good.
I understand, actually.
Good.
I understand.
Glad.
So Wicked Loveless, you had a Nintendo 64, or you...
Like I said, I don't really remember, because I think I had one, which is what I think I played Looney Tunes on, but that was so long ago, because I basically just grew up with PlayStation.
And at the same time as Nintendo 64 was PlayStation came out. Or like around the same time, because they usually try to come out because competition.
Mm-hmm.
I also had a PlayStation. So I'm so much more familiar with PlayStation than Nintendo.
Okay, question. Have any of you guys ever played the PlayStation 1 game Heart of Darkness?
No, but I want to.
That was one of my favorite games as a kid, but it pissed me off so much because you can't rescue his dog.
No!
The entire plot of it is little shadow monsters steal this kid's dog, and like he goes on a mission and he keeps dying.
That's a horrible story for children. They're like, you save your dog. Nope. None
There's
of that
some dark
for you.
games.
You know,
No,
get
like,
dog.
The monsters like instantly incinerate the kid, and I'm just like, okay, guess you don't like dogs now, kid.
No dog for you. No life. No life
But
for you.
when I said Pokemon Coliseum, I meant Pokemon Stadium. Somebody in chat corrected me. Thank you. But Star Fox was another excellent game.
Star Fox is a good one. Star Fox has a character that is on my to cosplay list.
Is it Falco? Yes.
Yes. My sister wants to cosplay Star Fox.
Very good. Very good.
Yes. I need lots and lots of feathers. And
Yeah.
my bank is like, no feathers for you right now.
You're hurting me.
I know. It's like, nah.
This hurts a lot.
It does.
But
It
do
hurts a
you?
lot.
I'm sorry. I'm going back to Wings. I was just remembering how disturbing that game was. Like, okay. Do you remember the final boss? Is not the cute dragons, but the final boss. Like I think it was in level 2 or something. It was the boss.
Don't you fly into its mouth and to feed it from the inside?
That's actually an extra level, but in one of the you can either go into hell, you can literally go to hell,
Yes.
or you can go and collect stuff like power-ups instead of going to hell. Or like for the one this game was our childhood. Like we were like 5 and
instead
playing
of going
this.
to hell, you collect power-ups. Woo!
Yeah, but like the end boss was this thing that would throw eyeballs at you, stick its tongue out, and lick you, and you would go. It was like gore, but 8-bit gore. So it was okay. What?
There was very little regulation back then because
Yeah.
it wasn't known the effects of what these video games would have. Video games had originally only been at arcades, so it was a limited amount of time in which a child would spend with it. However, when they moved into indoor consoles, nobody expected for children to sit in front of a TV all day and play. So there was very little regulations in regards to the games in terms of content and other regulations as well as safety.
Yes.
That's so disturbing now too. Like if parents today were back then, like looking, well, I guess the kids back then are now the parents today.
Ew, no.
Well,
Some of them are.
some of them are.
Some. I'm not old. No.
I am, and people my age are having children.
God.
People my age are having children. Don't.
All of my friends are getting married
Goodness.
and having babies. I'm so unprepared. I'm like, I'm gonna dress up as Jafar now. Really? Children? Nope, I'm not. I'm so unprepared. Yeah. So yeah, video game regulation is completely different than from where it is now. You put one bad word in a game and people are freaking out.
Yeah.
There were no words in games back then because it was all written.
Yeah.
But
There was a rating system back. There was no real rating system back then.
yeah, it's like watching a movie that should have been rated R that had no rating.
Exactly. There was no regulation, no rating, and it wasn't until parents stopped and realized, wait a minute, that's not really appropriate, because they didn't pay attention to the games they were buying their kids. But when they did start to pay attention, because of incidents and mental problems that started to arise that people wanted to delegate to video games, they went ahead and decided to start regulating them. Media regulation started, and they put in the same system of ratings that they would put to movies, except with E for everybody, 18 and older, so on and so forth. And video game companies had to adhere to these rules and regulations that they still do today, because of the issues that arose when there was no ratings and the content of the video game.
Yeah, you're very, very correct. Yeah, Wings was a messed up game. But really, like, thinking about it, Duck Hunt, Wings, like, all of these games were kind of mess up your brain a little bit. Like, as an adult, thinking back, you're like, I played this game, like, as a child, and my parents watched me play this game as a child. They were like, look how cute our little kids are playing these games together. It explains everything now.
But even nowadays, they, even with all the ratings, people still blame violent video games for people doing violent acts. For example, I hate to bring this up, but who remembers the shooting with the little kids, the elementary school at Sandy Hook Elementary? The shooter played a lot of Halo, and so they attributed his violent attitude to the video game. Video games have always gotten the stigma to being the cause for indecent, because you're playing it in the game, and they think that it wires the brain into thinking it's okay to do it in real life. Games like GTA, Halo, Assassin's Creed, they all get a slight stigma because of the violence portrayed in them, and among other things.
Although I've seen it both ways. Like, people definitely try instead of trying to think of other reasons, they try to place blame on everybody else for why someone is the way that they are. They try to place blame, and we're not trying to get into a debate. It was brought up, so we're gonna talk about it. So I feel like everyone is trying to place blame on everybody else for their own issues or for the issues of their children, rather than trying to actually fix the problems that are happening. So I've also seen it go the other way, where a child is playing a ton of violent video games. They go to a shooting camp, they shoot a gun for the first time, and they never want to look at a gun again. And they don't feel the same way about their games afterwards either, because they feel violent, they feel hurt, they're scared, and they don't like the way that it makes them feel. So I've seen it go both ways.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that, but I just wanted to just point out that because of the content regulation, this was the reasoning behind it. Parents began to blame video games for things that really weren't. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. It doesn't matter. It depends on the person, in all honesty. I'm not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole, but I am just bringing up the fact that video games have faced a lot of stigma since coming into the mainstream culture.
Same with videos, movies.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of people say, like, even they say a similar thing about certain music videos in certain genres of music have the same effect on people, they've been saying also. So, like, scary movies. So, it can definitely go both ways, and I don't know. That's what I have to say about that before getting into, like a thing with somebody. Nobody's here to argue. We're just here to talk about different points of view and get different opinions with everybody. Kind of talk about historical and scientific and like actual facts, things that have actually been happening in the world. So back to what were we even talking about?
We were on Nintendo 64 and how some of the games were kind of violent. That's how we went off on this tangent.
Oh, right. And so regulations came into play when? Right after Nintendo came about. So Nintendo and PlayStation came out, and then regulations started to happen. Because
Yes.
I think they realized how popular they were and how many people were actually playing them.
Because there was an increase in time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now we're up to Nintendo 64 and PlayStation. So most of us had PlayStations.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
I didn't.
Okay, so it's split. So we could talk about both then.
I didn't have either console.
You didn't have either?
I told you. I had
Oh, yeah. Your first one was
console.
a Wii. Didn't a
my
Game Boy...
very first. I had a Game Boy
Your
Color.
very first was Wii. You had a Game Boy Color.
My very first console was a Wii. My very first gaming apparatus was a Game Boy Color.
Which one came first?
Game Boy Color.
What was the question?
Game Boy Color. You had a Game Boy Color first.
Game
Did
Boy Color
anyone
is
have
portable.
a regular Game Boy? Like the giant one that was the size of a brick and gray?
I did.
Oh my cousin.
Yeah! Game Boy!
I didn't have any other kind of Game Boy, but that one was pretty cool. It never
That's the-
broke.
Only one I had, and you could literally do anything to it. How many times have you dropped your Game Boy?
Probably 1,000,000 times, and that thing was like a brick. You could probably hit someone with it.
So it was like a
kill them.
Nokia.
I'm sure. It was awful. It was like the Nokia of Game Boys.
That is the truth. No, man, I'm not going to say that on air. I'm good.
No, I mean, it was literally giant. Like, you know those medium-sized Yankee candles? I'm only saying that because I'm looking at one
These?
over here. Yeah, that size. It's like that big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was huge.
Giant. Yep. I played I played Pokemon, and I think Zelda was on it too.
Mine, On that Game Boy, I mostly played, I think, Kirby and Winx Club and some weird Barbie games. Because
I play Barbie games too.
trying to remember what else I had on it.
We're fun.
I had a Hamtaro game for my color.
Me too.
My sister had a hamster and I named him Hamtaro. She refused to agree with it, and I just kept calling him Hamtaro until everyone else agreed.
That was a
Also-
great show, though.
Mm-hmm.
Also, and I remember the Kingdom Hearts one that came out on the Game Boy.
Wasn't that on Game Boy Color?
It's on one of them.
No. Kingdom Hearts came out for DS. It came out for
Yes,
for
that's what it was.
No, Wicked Loveless. What was the question? It came out way before that.
It
Kingdom
wasn't
Hearts.
on DS. It was the
The Days. No, the You're talking about 1.5, right? The original 1.5.
What are you talking about?
Aren't you talking about the one that came out for the SP?
PSP? No, I'm talking about the one that came out for Game Boy. That was
Yeah, the SP. The SP, not the PSP.
Yeah.
No.
I had one of those.
Ew.
Those were like the little square ones, right?
Yeah.
I loved mine. My sister broke it. I was so unhappy. It was the best thing ever for long car rides.
I know what you're talking about. Wicked
What
Loveless.
game? What game? Wicked Loveless. I
I'm
didn't
trying to
hear
remember
you.
the name of it. They
I
made
have
this
it.
one. The original one was for God, why can't I? Chain of Memories. That's what it was.
Yeah, 1.5 is Chain of Memories. That was for the SP.
That was for Game Boy 2. And then
What's
it was
the Game Boy 2?
Huh?
It was a Game Boy 2.
What's a Game Boy 2? I thought it was called Game Boy Advance.
Yes, it's Game Boy Advance. That's what it is. But
Okay,
Game Boy
there
2
was-
and Game Boy Advance are the same thing.
I've never heard it called that.
I have.
I don't mean like 2 as in the number. I meant 2 as in it's also on PlayStation.
Lord!
We are all very confused right now.
I'm not.
Oh my god.
Electric my mouth.
Yes, it's also for 2.
Yes, because I hope my sister's not listening to this. I have had her Game Boy for 6 years that I have not given back to her and or played the Kingdom Hearts game on it.
Oh my god.
But it's in my nightstand. I should probably play that and give it back to her. But I think she's forgotten until now if she isn't watching this and then in turn remembers that I have her Game Boy.
I never got to finish playing with Game Boy because my brother decided to take all of the games in my system and sell them all.
That's
My god.
awful. He
For
probably
what?
got, what, $5?
Yep.
$5. That $5 was important, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I can see. I see how upset. Sorry.
Actually,
What?
oh, nothing. I had a friend of mine, and it was his birthday coming up, and I actually tracked, because when he was little, his mother forced him to sell his Nintendo 64, and I just remembered the story. He had to sell his Nintendo 64 to a friend of his, and he had to sell everything. He was so upset. He talked about it all the time. So when his birthday rolled around, I tracked down his friend and bought back the console, the controllers. I bought back the entire system and games and gave it to him as
Nice.
a birthday present.
That's the best present ever.
Yeah.
When me and my ex broke up, her mom had got us the Wii that we had owned. I owned all the games, so I kept all of the games, but she kept the Wii, which is, I don't know why she wouldn't just give me the Wii. So I found out, I was like, I'll buy the Wii from you. How much do you want for it? And she's like, no, I play it. And then I found out like a month later that she pawned it for $25. And I was like, I would have given you 50. Like, why didn't you just let me have it, you jerk? So then we just went out and bought our own Wii instead. No, actually, my mom bought me my Wii because she knew how upset I was that I no longer had a Wii, but I had every game for Wii. So my mom went and bought me a Wii, which was nice. Way to go, Mom.
Go moms.
Go, moms. Okay. So then for PS2, we'll go back to PS2 and then we'll go to Nintendo 64. So PS2,
This is my system.
huh?
My favorite system.
Mine too. I still play it. I still play it.
Same.
I just went back and I'm finally okay. I bought it like a million years ago, Final Fantasy X, and I am just now playing it because I got like 10 minutes in, and then I stopped playing it, and now I'm playing it again, and it's awesome. It's awesome, and I know you play it too, or have played it. Wicked Loveless.
So, can you repeat that one more time? Because I was looking at the chat.
Oh, Final Fantasy X.
Yes. And I'm happy you're finally playing it.
Yay! We'll talk about it. We'll have to talk about it more because I just love it. I'm obsessed. I think that's the reason that I bought the PS2 was because I wanted all the Final Fantasy games.
I say the best part of that entire game is the one where you go up to a kid as Titus and he just goes, "When I grow up, I want to be a blitzball."
I want to be a blitzball.
That kid has dreams.
Dreams to be a blitzball. Dream big, kid. Dream big. So then what's your favorite game for PS2?
I think this one's kind of obvious.
So which one is that though? What number?
It's Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay. Kingdom Hearts 2. Yes, I have that. I'm like, wait, I have that? I've played it because I know who this character is. So why don't I know what it is? So, okay, but you guys have all played Kingdom Hearts, so you guys have PlayStations also?
No.
Did they make them for other systems?
No. I remember the friend who I bought his Nintendo 64 back for him. Yeah, I kind of the reason I bought it for him was because I kind of bribed him, and I kind of not bribed him, more like blackmailed him into letting me borrow his PS2 and play his Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, that's how I played Kingdom Hearts.
So then, Kid'em Girl, because you've played, so which ones have you... You've played all of the Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yeah.
You have a PS2 then? Wait, I'm confused.
It's okay.
So you have a PS2 and you have a Nintendo?
Yes.
But you don't have a Nintendo 64.
I have all of those.
You have all of the things. You.
Me.
With all those things. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer Nintendo 64 or do you prefer PlayStation?
PlayStation 2 is my favorite.
Like of all time, of all the PlayStations?
Yeah, I don't have a PS1. I just have a PS2 and a PS4.
Okay, so I'm looking into getting a PS4. So you recommend a PS2 over the PS4?
No. I recommend PS2 for old time's sake. I recommend it for the classics. All my favorite games are on the PS2. PS4, graphic-wise, they've made a lot of improvements. Wireless controls. It's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And the way that it works is you can download the older games to play on PS4.
I believe
Some
so,
of them.
but I'm not connected to the internet because my router's poop. But like I think so, yeah.
Poop router.
Poop.
It depends as well because you gotta, because I got a PS4 for my birthday. Kid'em Girl knows and whatnot. Some of the games are online to download, some of the older ones, but then some of them you require the PS4 Premium membership. From what I've heard, like certain games require it, and it's a bummer.
That sucks. I wish they would have made it so that you can play the old games on the new systems, but after PS3 they stopped doing that. So PS3 they stopped doing it and it won't play any of the older games, but PS2 will play PS1 games. That makes me sad. So then, Kid'em Girl, what's your favorite game? Because you
Kingdom
like
Hearts.
Kingdom,
The original.
the first one.
Yeah.
I think I like the second one. I don't know if I do or not. It's been a while since I bought the first one. Did I tell you? Okay. So I went looking in all of my video games, and I could not find my Kingdom Hearts 1 game. So I just restarted playing Kingdom Hearts 2. So I went to a con, and I was like, oh my god, I'm going to buy this. And so I bought Kingdom Hearts 1 to come home and play again. And I opened the case, and it was Kingdom Hearts 2 inside the Kingdom Hearts 1 case.
That's awful.
I was so disappointed.
I have something kind of similar because I went back to try to replay my Kingdom Hearts 1 game since it's been several years since I've played it. And I went through a few worlds and everything, got to Halloween Town, and the entire thing just freezes up and like completely shuts down at Oogie Boogie's place. So I can't even go anywhere in it.
No!
I love Halloween Town. That's actually one of my favorite worlds, next to Mulan's, just because Mulan. And then Kingdom Hearts 1, it's Peter Pan.
My favorite has to be Final Fantasy VIII with Squall.
Oh, no.
It's a good one.
I haven't played that one.
It's a good one.
I haven't played Final Fantasy either.
So many belts.
Mine.
Almost as many belts as Lulu. So many
Almost.
belts.
There's
Right.
gotta be some way to protect your virginity, am I right?
Oh, God! Kid'em Girl's getting out of control right now.
I'm sorry.
Kid'em Girl is Axel.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So,
No.
on that note,
My favorite games, however, is the Assassin's Creed series, the entire series, like except for maybe the first one, which is ironic, but the entire series is like my favorite. Like I bought a PS4.
never played, but I love pirates.
You like Black Flag. You
So
like
I
it a
want to
lot.
play because pirates. Okay, so we have a question in the chat room, and it says, what games would y'all recommend for someone who has never played before? So for someone who's never played games, what systems are the most user-friendly? And what games are the best to play for someone to get into? I would say PlayStation 2. For me,
Yeah.
PlayStation 2 was like super easy, and it has so many games made for it. So I would say PS2, and it really depends on what kind of games you like. Like if you like racing games, there's Crash Team Racing. There's or the Crash Bandicoot series. I just say Crash Team Racing because that's the one that I had first. There's Sonic. No, Sonic's. Yes. Well, I have Sonic for PlayStation 2, but it was from PlayStation 1. But they made one for PlayStation 2. Sorry. Okay, Sonic. There's all of your RPGs. There's your first-person shooters. So it's really whatever kind of games you want. Like, what kind of preference you have as far
Yeah.
as games.
It depends, because there are so many different games. There are first-person shooter, there's open world, there's role-play, there's just games like Smash Bros. That are group games, that are like fighting games. Like, there's just such a wide variety, and I think that's why video gaming is so popular, because it appeals to so many different categories of people. It just depends on what you prefer as a person. Like, to me, a great game, if you're just first starting to play, would be Kingdom Hearts or Assassin's Creed. However, if you were to ask a friend of mine, he'd tell you Halo.
Yeah, it just depends. So whatever your preference is, if you like, I prefer role-play games or games that have levels. I think I'm gonna go with probably my first game that I fell in love with as a series was Spyro. And I think Spyro is super user-friendly because as you're playing it, it gives you how-tos. Like, this is how you do this, and this is how you do this, and this is how you level up, and this is the entire goal of your game in each level. So it makes it super easy and super simple. And the characters are really cute. So my vote is Spyro, PS2. That's mine. Kid 'em girl, what's yours?
Any video game out of all video games. Are you really asking me this question?
Well, it's for someone in the chat room. They want to know our opinion.
The best video game.
Well, no, for a starter, for a beginner, for someone who hasn't played. But yes, of all the video games that you've played, what's the best one for a beginner, and what system?
Mario for the Wii, to be honest. Mario for the Wii.
That's a good one.
It's a very good game to play with your friends. It's got a multiplayer feature. It's very easy but challenging at the same time. It's a lot of fun.
Good call. So then, Hanjay, what's your for a beginner system and game?
For a beginner, damn, this is a difficult question for me because I was just chucked into it. For a beginner gamer, you know what? I'm gonna go with a handheld device. Start with a handheld device. What's the current one? I've lost track. The 3DS or any handheld game works. Pokemon is a good beginner. It's simple, and then eventually just upgrade to whichever system you like. I think first you should start off with handhelds because that's how I started.
I think most of us did, actually, now that we think about it. Right? No. Yes? I started with a handheld, too, and then we got a Sega Genesis. So I started with a Game Boy, which was like a brick, and I could drop. And it wasn't like my cell phone, which if I drop my cell phone, I break it. But I have a million games that are magical on my cell phone, which I told you guys that you should download Brave Frontier, and you probably still have not. But you should, because it's an RPG, and it's on your phone. And I just realized that my phone matches my hair.
That's always a good thing to see.
Matchy, matchy. Okay, so then Wicked Loveless, what's for a beginner, game and system?
It's kind of a hard decision because it depends on what kind of games you like, and a lot of games it's just kind of throw yourself and play the game and then be like, what am I doing? But I'm going to play this game. But for like simple things, I would say Kingdom Hearts, especially Kingdom Hearts 2, because triangle button for people that are extremely lazy with video games,
Triangle
like
button.
myself.
Reaction commands. Reaction commands are good.
Yes.
Just keep mashing the triangle button and you'll win everything.
The
And it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. The graphics are really good in Kingdom Hearts too. And they're most of them are recognizable characters, which is cool. Because it's Disney,
It's like
so
nostalgia,
everybody knows
like
who you are.
flashback to childhood for Disney.
What is it?
but I was like, it's kind of like flashback to childhood with Disney. But I'd also have to agree with you that Spyro would be a great beginner game since it has all those things to tell you how to play it and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can play
Spyro.
a dragon. Hmm?
Yeah, you could be a dragon. Hello.
You can be a dragon on a skateboard.
Oh my god,
Surprisingly
I forgot about the skateboard. Yes, you could be a dragon in a tank. You could be a dragon in a UFO also.
Kind of like a
I
scuba
don't know.
diving dragon.
Scuba diving dragon, yes. But you also are a dragon that is can't touch fire, which is weird for me for dragons, because you would feel like fire and dragons are like friends. I don't know. This is so off topic with Spyro and dragons. Now we're talking about dragons. We're not even talking about Spyro anymore.
And those tiny little little baby dragons that just hatch and they're always so happy.
So cute. They're so cute. All right. So then, okay. Let's do show and tell.
Oh, I need to get my show and tell.
I can't even anymore. Cat, stop. Stop that.
Give me a
Don't
second.
do that anymore, Cat. Show and tell. Who's gonna go first for show and tell? Is Kiddo Girl getting snacks right now? All I hear is crinkle, 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 crinkle.
Crinkle. As she hoards all of those snacks.
Kiddo Girl has a cat in the background.
He's
Look at his little head.
Turkey.
Hi, Herky. Hi.
He's not
Oh
amused.
my god, I'm walking through memory lane right now with my show and tell. Do these even have any battery? I know you do. Come here.
So who wants to go first? Oh, that's the toilet. Okay, Kiddo Girl's going first.
Okay, so I recently subscribed to something called Japan Crate. I'm in no way affiliated with Japan Crate, I just like it. Okay, so this is a toilet, right? It's a plastic toilet. Right? It's really cute.
I see
But-
these all over YouTube, by the way.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. One of my
So-
favorite people on YouTube has made weird things with those toilets. I don't know what they're doing, but
I will tell you.
tell me
What
all about it.
you do, you see, you take this lid off, you fill it with water, you pour it in here. I don't know what this is called in the toilet. I'm sure it's got a name. It's the tank.
It's called the tank.
Cool. So
I
open
worked in a
this.
hardware store. I don't.
Why did I not know that about you?
I don't know. I worked in a hardware store for like 8 years.
Wow, I suck. Okay.
You're
So
the worst.
you pour the flavoring in here. You put the straw that it gives you, and you mix it, and it froths up. It looks kind of like meth, but not really. And
How do you know
sip
what
it.
meth looks like?
TV, and you sip it, and it's really good.
So you're
really
drinking
good.
from a toilet.
It's exactly
You're
what I'm
drinking
doing.
from a tiny toilet.
Yes.
So does it
Yes.
come with like refills? So when you drink all of the first one, is there more?
Yes.
Toilet
I'll show you.
froth.
Have no fear. Have no fear. I got you. I got you. All right. So there's no way to figure out what the flavors are unless you speak fluent Japanese. So I like to call this one grenade flavor because I have no idea what fruit that is, so I just call it grenade flavor.
It looks like a ghost lychee. It's like a ghost of lychee's past.
Okay, so I recently had the Ghost of Lychee's Past flavor, and I found it to be really yummy. But in case you're not really feeling that, you can also have cola or strawberry.
Oh,
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I feel like my other candies would take too much time for show and tell, so you guys can go.
are you gonna make one for us so we can see it happening?
Right now?
Yeah. Do you want to drink some toilet froth on camera for us?
Oh my god, no! I
It's
won't be able to
tempting as
handle
that
this.
sounds.
I'm not gonna handle this well.
It's tempting. I don't think you guys came here to see me drink toilet froth.
You had someone ask you in the chat room already.
No! You guys! You guys!
No, please.
Shh. No. No toilet froth.
Well, they didn't say toilet froth. I made that up.
It's toilet froth, though. It really is. Okay, maybe if we have
Oh
time.
my god.
Now, like, all of them are asking you to drink the toilet water.
Toilet water! Andre is doing a slow clap for it.
You guys really want me to drink out of this toilet?
No, don't do it.
Secretly.
I was saving them.
Okay, then don't do it. If you're saving them, you better be ready for one not next week, but the week after.
But
Be
I
ready
do
for it.
think I still have some grenade flavor left.
Do you?
I think I might.
Can we see that one then?
The grenade flavor? Let me see if I have any left.
The Ghost
I
of
don't- I
Lychee's
don't-
Past flavor?
Yeah. I don't want to take over this though. I really don't want to take over show and tell.
No, you're fine. We all have show and tell and we have time. You're fine.
Okay.
Let's do this thing.
I think it fell out.
Oh my god.
No!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it all fell out.
It's gone. It's empty.
It's just gone.
The ghosts of Lychee's Past have moved on to the afterlife.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. Sorry, guys.
Okay, none. None for anybody. So in 2 weeks, we'll see one.
Oh my
It's what
god.
everyone's gonna look forward to. Just her
Everyone's
drinking out
going to
of the
look forward in 2 weeks. Toilet froth.
I will walk out. I can't handle this.
Okay. So the next show and tell, though. Who else has show and tell besides
Someone
Kid Girl
just
and her
said-
toilet froth?
Someone just said suck the toilet juice through the straw. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. Bye. Bye.
Kid'em Girl, you have to come back so you can see these other things.
So I
Plus,
can
I
suck the
have
toilet
cats.
juice through a
No.
straw.
I give her permission. Just no. Oh my god.
All right. Who has the next show and tell?
I guess I'll go.
Wicked Loveless has show and tell. Yay!
At one of the next cons I was going to have a Pandora Hearts panel, and for some reason it didn't make it on the schedule. I don't know why, but I bought a whole bunch of awesome prizes for it, so I guess I get to keep it now. That's the great part of it. But I have one of the main characters' pocket watches.
Nice. That's
Oh,
pretty.
That's pretty. Oh,
Wait, speak so we can see it big on the screen.
speak.
Speak words so we can see it big.
What do you mean?
Weakness for pocket watches.
When you speak, your screen gets large so that everyone
Yeah.
can see everything.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah. Here's the awesome pocket watch.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
I like it has one of the clock parts of the show on the back of it, which is pretty cool. But I was planning on cosplaying the main character anyway, so I can use this as a prop.
So it all works out then.
Yeah.
Yay! Do you have more? Or are you saving them for other show and tells?
The rest of them haven't come in the mail yet. I think one's in the post office right now, but since it's Sunday, I couldn't go get it. But it was a giant poster of Oz, the main character, and Jack.
So now you have more posters for your wall.
I don't have room for more posters.
I see an empty space behind you.
This is at my dorm. Like, my actual room is completely covered in posters.
It's like wallpaper.
Yeah. Like playing Tetris, but with posters.
That's awesome. Posters on top of posters.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see it next time. Will show us. So
Possibly.
maybe.
Possibly. I don't really go back to my room very often.
Oh man.
Dorm life.
Cat. Cat.
Yeah.
Hanjay, you have show and tell, right?
Yeah. At first, I was gonna do the foundation you gave me today, but then I decided since we've been talking about it so much and I've been mentioning it so much, this is going to be my show and tell.
Now, is that the...
This is the Game Boy Color that my cousins gave me after my mother told them no, for the pure reason to spite her. And in it is the game they gave me, which was my favorite game. Eventually, I bought my own little couples, but by this time, this was when this console was already getting out of style. But I didn't really care. I loved it. So
They did them in color, right? So it was color coded.
Yeah.
So that's Pokemon Red.
this is Pokemon Red. And I loved it because of Charizard. I loved Fire Pokemon, and I'm just gonna let this go ahead and make its little noise.
Charizard was my favorite.
Oh, hold up. See if my where's Oh. How many of us remember this, in all
I miss
honesty?
those noises. Like now, it's all coming back to me right now. All the noises.
Huh?
The noises, like the noises bring it back for me, like the sound. Because in my head, I can see the little things, but like I can't hear it. Like I can't remember what it sounded like until you just played that. Now I'm like, oh my god, I remember all of the songs from all of the Game Boys are coming back to me.
That's why I put my mic up to it. I couldn't hear you guys, but because I mean, this is so iconic. The soundtrack that would play before you would play these games. I mean, nowadays the games don't have it anymore, but all of these games had that soundtrack, and we as kids, we grew up listening to this every time we would open. Like, we had the option to skip it, but how many of us really skipped it? Like, I know I never did.
I don't think
But
I
yeah,
ever
my
did.
show and tell.
Yay! All right.
This was my other favorite.
Oh, there's more. Wait, what is it?
No.
Oh, Hamtaro.
Hello.
I need to see if I can find my regular Game Boy. If I can find my regular Game Boy, I'll bring it on the show for next week, and we'll just reference that this is what it looks like, a brick, a giant gray brick. So this is my show and tell. This is what I have been working on for most of my week. It is
Yes. Hello.
It is my Cobra for my Jafar staff.
I'm so proud of you. I know that's
That
like
looks
a weird
amazing.
thing to say. Like, I'm so proud of you.
I made him, and I love him. And
Are you gonna name it?
Let's name him Giggles.
Giggles. He looks so happy.
I know. Giggles or Chuckles.
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 His name is gonna be Charles, but Chuckles for nickname.
Yay!
You say Chuckles, and all I think is Chuckles the Silly Piggy.
I can't. Oh god. Oh god. So apparently this is Chuckles. He is part of my Jafar, my Femme Jafar cosplay staff. And I wasn't going to do him with the mouth open because I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing right now. It just looks like a weird stick creature with wings. And then I don't know, I got to the end and I was like, I'm just going to cut this in half right here. And then he had a mouth, and then it all just came together. So a lot of people were asking me what I made him out of, and I made him out of Sculpey. So, oh, it's right here, actually. Super Sculpey, original, just plain old beige. I never buy the colored Sculpey because I end up painting it anyway, so the colored ones don't matter to me, and usually I end up burning them in the oven. So even if I buy the colored Sculpey, I burn it and it turns out brown. and then I paint them. So I put him on a piece of PVC, which, by the way, guys, if you are going to put anything on PVC, it melts in the oven, which I found out on accident because I put it in the oven and then the whole side was flat. So when I went to put it on the rest of the staff, it didn't fit because it was then square. So I had to heat it up again and make it round. But yeah, so Sculpey and a wire frame with aluminum foil and baked for a half an hour and sanded down. And that's what I made him out of.
He's spectacular.
Yay! All right, guys. So that's it. Does anyone else have anything that they want to add?
I like to point out that in the chat, someone was like, 2 weeks and then toilet shots.
You had to bring that up again.
Toilet shots. I can't wait, actually. I really want to. No, seriously though. I went out and I didn't go out. I laid in bed and watched them on YouTube. But so many people have those weird toilet drink things that on YouTube, and so I really want to find them. So the next con that I go to is in like 3 weeks. I think I'm Animate Miami.
You're
I'm
not
going to
going
Animate.
Mizu? No, Mizu comes before Animate, though. Are you going?
No, I don't even know where it is.
MizuCon is down here.
They're all down there in Miami. We'll talk about it off the air. You'll tell me where it is, and then I'll tell you yay or nay.
Yes.
Because I pretty much have most of my weekends are booked. I have weddings and stuff, but we'll figure it out. And so I wanted to buy one of those toilets, and I can't wait for the toilets. So that's exciting. Yeah.
Hopefully I'll still have it in 2 weeks.
Where's your toilet gonna go?
I mean, I'll have the toilet, but I feel like I'll probably have it eaten in 2 weeks.
Could you order refills?
I have 2 more, is what I'm saying.
But she's gonna eat them all.
Yeah.
So we have to find something that's comparable. I'm gonna do my research and get back to you. I'm gonna find things that'll work. That you
Will it like really make you guys happy if I just do it? Like, should I just do it?
Well, it really gives us something to look forward to in 2 weeks.
All right.
So you have to save it.
Okay.
Save it. You have to save it.
Save
I'll
one.
save it.
Save at least like a quarter of one.
It'll get all over the box because I transfer it. Because I plan on bringing it to AWA this weekend because why not?
So then just leave one of the packets at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so that's it, I guess. I guess that is all today. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We won't be here next weekend, but we'll be here the weekend after. What is that? The first weekend in October?
I think so.
Yeah.
So the first weekend in October, we'll see you guys then on Sunday at 9, same time. I'm Vinyl Kitty Cosplay. I'm also Prop Troopers, proptroopers.com. Yeah, that's me. We also say goodbye, Kid'em Girl.
Goodbye, Kid'em Girl.
Okay, goodbye, Kid'em Girl Cosplay. Bye,
I'm Kid'em Girl Cosplay. Bye.
Say bye, Engrave Writer Cosplay and Photography.
I am Engrave Writer Cosplay and Photography on Facebook and Engrave Writer, n-dot_grave writer on Instagram. And bye, everyone.
That was n._grave writer on Instagram because that was really confusing.
I am confusing.
And Wicked Loveless. That's Wicked
Yeah.
Loveless Cosplay.
Yep. No underscores or dots in it.
This is good. We all
There's some capitalization, some lowercase.
You know, we like to keep it just slightly complex.
Grammatically correct.
I can't. I just can't even. All right. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.